Time in full swing, it's a great time to spend time outdoors, with so many great ways to get around, with one of the funner ways being riding on skateboards, specifically electric skateboards. But if you're like me, you've probably seen a lot of people riding around electric skateboards, and you have a little bit of jealousy. The problem with these electric skateboards is that they're pretty expensive, especially for someone who's a beginner or just wants to ride casually. And that's what brings me to the electric skateboard I'm reviewing today, the Caroma SYL-07, which is an electric longboard with good power that's priced so almost anyone can afford one. But what I'm going to do a little bit differently is I'm going to be reviewing the board from two different perspectives. First, I'm going to review it from a beginner casual rider's perspective, and then my buddy, who has a lot more experience than me and he rides snowboards, surfboards, and skateboards, will review it from a skilled rider's perspective. So let's get to it. So the SYL-07 is made by Caroma, which is an electric mobility company that specializes in electric scooters and skateboards. The SYL-07 is one of the longboard models that has a deck that's made of 9 layers of maple wood that's about a ½ an inch thick, and it measures 38 inches long and 9 inches wide and has a ground clearance about 3 inches. It's powered by dual 600-watt brushless hub motors for a total output of 1200 watts and a top speed of 28 miles per hour. The battery is located below the deck and has a capacity of 4 amp hours for a max range of about 16 miles in a single charge. The wheels are 90mm polyurethane wheels with a 51mm width, and the skateboard has a max load of 300 pounds. And the skateboard's not that heavy, weighing in about 18 pounds. The deck tape is pretty grippy, and the blue sections are glow in the dark. Controlling the skateboard is a 2.4 GHz wireless remote control that has a 10-meter range and uses a dial to control the speed. There's also 4 speed modes to accommodate all skill levels, with the lowest level tapping out at around 5 miles per hour, the second around 10 miles per hour, the third about 18 miles per hour, and the top level at 28 miles per hour. Overall, it's a pretty solid build, and for a little assurance, there is a 12-month warranty. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm reviewing the skateboard from two different perspectives, a beginner casual rider and a skilled rider. So I definitely fall under the beginner casual rider category. I have ridden skateboards in my lifetime, but I never really got good at it. And it's just been an itch I've had for a while, and whenever I go to the beach, I see people riding electric skateboards, and I get really jealous. So I got opportunity to review the skateboard, I jumped on it. So this skateboard has a lot of power coming out of the dual 600-watt motors. I initially started with speed level 1, but I got bored pretty quickly, so moved to speed level 2, and after a couple miles, I got used to how the Caroma actually rode, and just getting used to being on a skateboard again. Once I got used to the board, I used only level 3, and I was in absolute bliss. I never really went faster than 15 miles an hour or so, but the SYL-07 had no problem accommodating those speeds. The ride is pretty smooth, with only a tiny bit of vibration going to my feet, and the motors are almost silent. The acceleration on the Caroma is smooth and linear. There's zero jerkiness, and once you start putting some power down, it is pretty fast. The one part that was a little difficult for me initially was the braking, mainly due to the sensitivity of the control inputs. To accelerate or brake, you turn the thumb dial on the remote, but it requires very minimal input needed, which is awesome, but if you make jerky movements or use the full brake, it might throw you off. But once I got a hang of it, it was super easy, and the brakes do work extremely well. I found the ride pretty smooth, and the stability was incredible. Out of the box, the trucks were on the tighter side and geared more towards straight line stability over turning and carving. So when testing, I did loosen up the trucks half a turn, and it completely changed the way it rode, in a good way. And since I wasn't comfortable at higher speeds, I was able to carve and turn better and having so much fun, and actually felt like a kid again. So for my rating as a beginner / casual rider, I think this skateboard was perfect. It's smooth, stable, and user-friendly. Also, since it has a lot of power, the skateboard actually grows with you as you improve your skills. And for 320 bucks, it's pretty affordable, and it's not a big investment into the sport.
I was surprised by the acceleration. Mind you, it has been 15 years since I've been on an electric skateboard, and the one that I was on had the remote that looked like an RC car. That's how old it was. And if you hit it, it would throw you off the back. This one, even going pretty quick, it never felt like I was going to get tossed. The acceleration was really smooth. It felt safe, but it also got up to speed in a reasonable amount of time. I took it up a hill first on level 4. I'm 260 pounds, and it went 16.2 miles per hour, going up a steepish hill at 16 miles per hour. In the parking lot, I took it up pretty close to top speed, and it was honestly a little scary, but it was fun. I started to get speed wobbles. If I'm going to take it up faster than that, I need to tighten up the trucks a little bit. So the ride was really smooth. We did go to a pretty smooth parking lot, but there was still debris. There's still going to be small rocks. There's always going to be debris unless you're in a skate park or something like that. And went over several little rocks, went over a tiny liquor bottle, some paper towels. It was fine. At no point did I feel like I was going to get tossed. I had a lot of fun on this thing. I have not been on that style of longboard for a long time. It took me a minute to get used to the trucks. Lately, I've been riding more like slow carvy boards. So I did loosen the trucks up a little bit, and it was pretty fun to carve in a flat parking lot going 15 to 16 miles per hour. You got the sensation of going down a hill, but you don't need a hill. And I think that's what every person who rides a longboard wants. They want to go carve down a hill. Some people want to go as fast as they can, and you can do that too. But I loosened up the trucks a little bit, and I just pretended I was going downhill, and it was a blast. The other thing that really surprised me was the brake. I was skeptical about the brake. It just feels like a bad idea. But then I kind of used it and got used to it. And once you figure out the bite point and kind of figure out how light you need to be on the brake, it's actually really good, especially going downhill. On flat ground, at no point did I feel like it was unsafe or did I feel like it was going to throw me off. Going downhill, it threw me off balance a little bit the first couple times, but then after I got used to it, it's a pretty cool feature, especially if you start to get speed wobbles, you can slow yourself down a little bit. This was my first time riding a skateboard with a brake. I 100% recommend. Yeah, I had fun. I need to get one.
So there's my review on the Caroma SYL-07 Electric Skateboard. I have to say, I was blown away with the skateboard. It has big, smooth motors, it's quiet, it feels high quality, it's powerful, it's affordable, and most importantly, it's a ton of fun to ride. When reviewing products, I spend a lot of time trying to analyze the build quality, user experience, braking, value, acceleration, and a multitude of other things. But sometimes I forget that all we want when buying an electric skateboard is to have fun. And that's the main thing I got out of the Caroma skateboard. This skateboard is so much fun. And quite honestly, I don't know how Caroma made an electric skateboard with this much power and quality for only 320 bucks. But all I know is I love this skateboard, and I can't wait to get back on it and go for a ride. But if you have any questions or own this skateboard and want to share your experience, leave them in the comment section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great one.